If you're a student looking for appointment date in 2022, watch this. Welcome back to my channel. On today's episode, I'll be addressing the scarcity of dates for the US Embassy, especially for students. Even though it's a common issue, whether it is B1, B2, F1, irrespective of the visa category. This is a general issue. But for students, it's a little bit different because most students are resuming in August 2022. And if you go to the website right now, it is showing you the earliest appointment you can see on the website. The last time I checked, it was like April, May 2023. So which doesn't make sense because if you select that date, there's no way the visa will be granted. So now I'll be addressing what you need to do if you fall into this category. Now what to do, how to get the earliest possible dates. So just in case you're wondering, why is this date not available? So now there are many reasons for this. The first one is COVID-19. Now during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was lockdown, right? So during this lockdown, most people that were scheduled for 2020, they were moved to 2021. So this created so much backlog. So now people that were trying to book for 2021, they were now booking for 2022. So now this is 2022 again. We are creating problem for 2023. So people that will be planning to enter school in 2023 that have not started their application right now, they will still face this problem next year. So the second reason is this: most people waited towards the deadline. Now, if you notice, it is just like 2 months away from resumption. So many people are trying to, get appointment and finish their processing. Now, this is one of the reasons why, again, it's becoming much more difficult. So I'll be showing you ways to easily catch the dates. So the first thing you want to do is ensure that you are logging in on the site, on the portal every day. So now every day or at different intervals. So for example, you can try checking it in the morning, afternoon, and towards the evening. So this way, you can easily, catch any early appointment dates that is made available on the site. Now, another thing you can do is this: always ensure that you check at odd hours. So for example, weekends, middle of the night, just keep checking. You never can know when they will release this date. Number 3, always check the embassy's website. So once in a while, they have this press release where they will tell you, oh, we'll be releasing dates between this time and this time. So you might be lucky to, who knows, they might actually release another press release to tell you that, oh, they'll be releasing dates between a particular period. So always check their website. Now, the fourth thing you want to do is just going to be strategic. You can look for 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 people, create a WhatsApp group where once there's a date, you can quickly tell each other. And number 15 you want to do is this. Now, because you have limited number of time you can actually visit or search for dates on this website. So for example, once you search for date like 4 times, automatically it tells you you've exceeded the maximum number of times you can view that page for that particular day. So in order to avoid this, you can just have like 5 of you. So you agree between 1 o'clock and say 2 o'clock, you check it. Then between 2 and 3, I check. Between 3 and 4, you check. So if one person checks between a particular period, another person checks between another period, that way you all can quickly inform once there's a date available. If 4 of you or 5 of you are checking at the same time, there's a chance that you would exhaust your limit very fast. So there's some things I would also like you to understand. So now, first thing you want to know is this: you have limited number of times you can view the page per day. So once you check the page like 4 to 5 times in a day, automatically it will tell you you've exceeded the number of times to view the page. So that's number 1. Number 2, avoid being banned. If you overcheck the page in a day, you could be banned for 74 hours. I've seen people, I've seen this happen to people over and over again. Avoid checking multiple times. Number 3, now this is very important. Avoid refreshing, too much refreshing. So now, what some people do is this: once they check the dates, they realize that they're still saying they're trying to refresh the page again. If you do this over and over again, you could be banned for 74 hours or 72 hours. So what this means is you should always just look out. If you can't find a date, chill for a moment. You can check the page again. If you do it often, you could be banned. So these are some of the things you need to understand. And again, what some people do is this: they quickly book maybe like a date in 2024 or 2020 or 2023 based on what is available. Then they try to reschedule again. Now this might go against you, and that's because you have 3 lifelines. Once you use the first one, you cancel the first, the second, you can't cancel again. So immediately you cancel the 3rd time, automatically you've lost that visa fee. You have to buy another visa fee. So now these are some of the things you need to know before starting this application. Now, what else? Another thing you need to know is this. Always ensure you get updated every time. So for example, watch videos like this so that you can, if there's any news or updates, you could, you could get to know on time. If you have any questions, inquiries, or you need help, you can always send me a message. And another thing you can do is this. You can also try the option of the emergency. So emergency is actually not available for everyone. So you can't just book emergency dates. So based on some requirements, if you meet these requirements, you can book emergency date. But now that we have thousands of people trying to get the same date, there's a chance that if you book the emergency option, it might not be granted. So if you feel that your date is getting so close, you might try out the emergency option. But from experience right now, there's so much rush, and it takes averagely about 1 week or 2 weeks or sometimes 3 weeks for the embassy to respond. And when they respond, most of the time it's usually not accepted. So now you have to ensure that you get this date as early as possible, as fast as possible. One last thing, if you notice that your date is getting so close that and there is no chance of getting an emergency date, please quickly send a message to your school so that they can defer your admission. This is very important because if you lose the admission, it might be harder getting another date. So you can just tell them to move it towards next year, and you can work with next year's date. Another thing I would advise is, please do not try as much as possible to avoid deferring. And that's because this date issue is going to be much more crazy next year. And that's because more people, in fact, like a lot of people that are trying to apply this year, they won't get dates. And that's because there are a lot of people fighting for a very few slots. So now, this is why you should try as much as possible to get a date this year. And if you can't get this year, just ensure you send your school a message telling them you want to defer for next year or to next year. So that's where you won't end up losing the admission. So basically, this is everything you need to know about the US interview days for students in 2022. So if you have any questions, like I said, drop it in the comment section. If you need help, you can always drop me a message. Follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow me on those social medias, and I'll be more than happy to respond to all your questions. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.